Hello. Good evening. Hi.
Hey, hi everybody.
Hi. How's it
Hello.
going?
I'm sick.
No, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, if I sound nasally or froggy in any way, I had a really bad cold. I feel okay today, but the congestion is still there, so yep.
Yes. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah, your cold voice.
I bet it'll be really funny on the replay.
No, it's good. I'm appreciative that you joined despite having a cold and being under the weather.
I would not miss it for the world.
Wow, flattering.
Yeah, well, I'm a
Um,
charmer. What can I say?
indeed. Hello, chat. Hi, Nessa and Scarlett. Hello, Sarah. Hello, lurkers. Feel free to say hello if you want to. So
Everybody.
yeah, today I wanted to talk about Ariana, not Grande, Bolsa Banana. Hi. I wanted to talk about Sencito. Hello, that's a new name. Hi. Okay, let me try this again. I wanted to talk about this thing that has been like all over social media the last couple days. This woman, why don't I know how to work this? This woman on social media who is an OnlyFans content creator posted TikToks and such about her. This is graphic, y'all. About how she recorded content um, with 101 men over 14 hours. Brutal. Um, does my audio sound okay to y'all, or is it just Michelle's?
I think it's just Michelle, perhaps,
Okay.
because you sound fine to me.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so hi. Yeah, so we're gonna look at this story from this gal, and then I had an article I wanted to share from about OnlyFans and the platform and stuff, and yeah. So let's get this going here. Um, okay.
Prompting concerns from her fans. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it ridiculous?
Yeah, I read ahead. I know I'm not supposed
Yeah.
to do that, but
So this is just like it's a really short little like blurb about what kind of went down, and then we can dive into the actual article.
mm,
But yeah, so her name is Lily Phillips. Concerns rise as OnlyFans creator aims to set record with 1,000 men in 24 hours.
ugh.
So let's see here. That's her. So Lily Phillips, who has over 470,000 Instagram followers, previously slept with 101 men over a span of 14 hours. She later took to TikTok to share the aftermath, showing her messy bed strewn with ripped condom wrappers and expressing how much she enjoyed the experience.
Press X to doubt.
Ugh. So in the latest video, she said, "Last week I did 101 guys. Now this was just a warm up because in February, I'm going to be the first person ever to reach 4 digits of guys all in one day. Yes, 1,000 guys. This is going to be a ticketed event, so make sure you follow for more details. I want you to be a part of this."
Oh, a ticketed event.
Ugh,
Okay.
man. So concerned fans since flooded her Instagram page with many saying that this was not normal behavior. One said, "Lily, you need help. It's not normal behavior. Friends and family should be looking out for you." Another said, "There is a dire energetic component to letting 1,000 men enter you. You'll be connected to each one's karmic baggage,
Oh,
something
woo
you do not
alert.
want to be entangled with. Your life, your choice, but you may want to look into the deeper ramifications. It's not just flesh and blood that's affected."
But the flesh and blood are more than enough to raise concern.
Yeah, that's
You
enough
know,
as it on its own.
right. As someone who's actually, been with males, like that
Yeah,
is inconceivable physically. Like
101.
they that's inconceivable in and of itself, but to 1,000, like, there are such things as tears and fissures and chafing, and I don't understand how physically this could even be a neutral experience, let alone pleasurable.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So one person advised, Lillian, I don't personally know you and I don't know what you've been through in your life, but I want to gently remind you that you're so much more than just your body. You have so much more to offer beyond physical experiences. Yeah. So that's just like a really brief little thing about what went down. I had her Twitter page open because I wanted to share I hope if I play the audio you'll be able to hear it. So
first group scene done. That was a lot.
Oh, I can hear it.
This was very
first group scene done. That was a lot of fun. And now I'm on to number 16.
And this is the waiting room.
What the heck? Like all these guys just they're like, okay, let's.
I know, it's so weird, right? And then there was this one.
Got ran through by 101 men, and my eyes are still recovering from all the bodily fluids that went in them. Got ran through by.
Why is it in your eyes? Like,
right?
That's messed up.
Yeah. And then this is the aftermath of 14 hours. Like, so yeah, this has been like exploding virally over social media because but the fact that it's like getting so much attention and stuff is really the problem. Like, it's not being super like condemned or like not a lot of concern. It's more just like, oh my God, this is so crazy. Can you believe it? Like,
yeah, well, it is crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so
Nana.
I know. It's just shocking to me that like, and it's, you know, yeah, she posted another video saying like, oh, it was just a warm up. I'm going to go for 1,000. And it's like, I don't know if glamorization is the right word, but it's like just playing down how horrifying this is.
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is, yeah, exactly, Michelle, because they'll be called like slut shaming and whatever. But the first thing that comes to mind is just this culture of anything for social media. She's an OnlyFans woman, right? So that's her bread and butter. So how is she going to get the most clout? How is she going to like, you know, and this is obviously outrageous, right? And it's ticketed and all this completely outrageous stuff. And trying to get into Guinness and all that stuff. So yeah, it's clearly, to me anyway, just a grab for clout, for money, you know, on the platform. I mean, they don't make a lot of money. We're gonna see it right in this next article.
Yeah, well, hopefully. So because that's kind of been like in the blogosphere lately, I thought we could also then just discuss OnlyFans as a whole and how terrible it all is.
It really is. But a lot of I'm not equating OnlyFans to other social media platforms, but it's like there's a few successful people on every platform.
Right.
And then everybody else is just kind of in the waters trying to get a piece of the little fish food and stuff.
Right. So, yeah, it's not going to be you.
It's horrifying what Lillian is doing, but it's not, I guess, surprising to me because how's she going to up the ante? This is like an outrageous TikTok prank or,
right.
You know,
and it just like, yeah, it makes me sad to think like, what, like how, I mean, to say something like this, you know, people will say, yeah, like they're slut shaming or whatever, but like, how must you think or feel about yourself to like, to do something like this? Like on the outside, you can say like, oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. But like
Well, I never believe anyone who says that when they're in the industry, whether
No
that's
way.
like the porn industry or having their own OnlyFans, because obviously they're not going to go online and say, "Oh, this sucks,"
Right, of
because
course.
they'd lose money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle, she is risking her health because if you're if you're doing 1,000 guys in 24 hours, are you vetting these guys? They're just being pulled on off the street, right? What?
Yeah.
Or they're just buying tickets. You're not actually checking these guys out in any way. Same with the 101.
Ugh, horrifying.
Yeah. I'm
yeah.
actually a lot more physically concerned for her. Like
Yes.
like that's a lot for her body to take.
Yeah, so much damage. Oh, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to talk about people who are the sex work is work crowd. They're not talking about like women who are like really suffering in the trenches. They're talking about like girls on OnlyFans or webcam girls in their bedrooms, and it's like
Right.
I really don't support any kind of quote unquote sex work, but like there's such a difference. And the sex work is work crowd, they never want to hear anything from the women who are like trapped and suffering, right? Like they only
Yeah, they want to hear
hear-
from like the glamorous high-end
Mm.
call girls or the ones that are I guess at more of a distance than the street workers.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
Michelle, you're right. The women who have made it out, they always have bad things to say.
Oh, yes,
That's why
always.
I don't trust them when they're in. When they're in, they've got a vested interest.
Mhm.
It's
Agreed.
when they're out, you're going to hear the truth.
1,000 men in one night sounds like self-harm. Women who pull shit like this later admit to using males as a form of self-harm, which would be funny if it wasn't so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michelle made another good point. These men could band together and risk her life in the moment. I mean,
Mm.
is there some kind of security going on here, or is she just letting 1,000 dudes just like?
Yeah, so I think she actually did make a video on her TikTok saying that they did have a security man outside the door.
Okay, well, that's one guy.
I know. So shocking.
I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, but I don't know. 1,000 guys, I can't even imagine. Hi, Lily.
Hi, Lily. Ooh, great point, Michelle.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about OnlyFans. This is an article. It's actually a few years old, but still apt. So yeah, OnlyFans is not a safe platform for sex work. It's a pimp. So let's see if I can zoom in slightly more. Okay. So this was written by Catherine McKinnon.
Oh, hey.
Imagine that. There you go. I had no idea. That's too funny.
Now we know it's going to be good now.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so she writes, we are living in a world where we are living in the world pornography has made. For more than 3 decades, researchers have documented that it desensitizes consumers to violence and spreads rape myths and other lies about women's sexuality. In doing so, it normalizes itself, becoming ever more pervasive, intrusive, and dangerous, surrounding us ever more intimately, grooming the culture so that it becomes hard even to recognize its harms.
Yeah,
That's a great statement.
Very few people recognize the harms.
Yeah, and if they do, it's like a man's not going to be able to get hard anymore.
Right. Oh, it gave me ED.
Right. It's never about like the dangers and harms to women ever.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. One measure of this success is the media's increasing insistence on referring to people used in prostitution and pornography as sex workers. People used in pornography and prostitution. And that's exactly what is happening.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
It-
What is being done to them is neither sex in the sense of intimacy and mutuality, nor work in the sense of productivity and dignity.
Mm-hmm.
Survivors of prostitution consider it serial rape, so they regard the term sex work as gaslighting.
Yeah, it's euphemism.
Yeah,
make
the
something
softening.
Yeah, to make something inherently unpalatable.
Good point from Lily. People equals women and girls most of the time. Yep.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I like how they have to use the. I mean, there are men and boys, but they're a vanishingly small percentage.
Yeah. Okay, so when the job of prostitution is exposed, any similarity to legitimate work is shattered, right? Two survivors, Evelina Giobi and Vednita Carter. Put simply, whether you're a high-class call girl or a street walking hoe, when you're on a date, you gotta get on your knees or lay on your back and let that man use your body any way he wants to. That's what he pays for. Pretending prostitution is a job like any other job would be laughable if it weren't so serious.
Yeah.
We just said something like that in the chat.
Yeah, we did, and that stupid myth that goes around, the pro John myth.
Yeah.
That says that, oh well, a lot of these guys are just super lonely and they buy time with escorts just to have someone to talk to. And they don't even want sex, and that's not true. Read punter accounts. It's not true.
Yeah.
They might spend an hour like dumping all over the prostitute, but they will get what they paid for in the end.
Yep.
They'll do it even if she seems reluctant or is upset or clearly.
Yeah.
You know.
Shout out to Ellie Arrow on YouTube because so much of her work is about the legal sex industry in Europe. A punter is a man who solicits quote unquote sex workers.
Yeah.
Or a John, a client. Anyway, Ellie Arrow, I can't remember. It's on her website. I'm sure you can find it on her YouTube. She has a whole thing about quotes of Johns who have been to brothels. And like so many of them are like complaining that it seemed like she wasn't into it or she was crying and it didn't make it very hot for me. Like utterly sick, depraved shit, but they still
did it. Yeah. Like, I can't even imagine. I feel like I would have to be a literal monster to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, Lily, most Johns are just regular dudes. Like, they're married, they're old, they're young, they're white collar, they're blue collar. Like, it just like with the rapist thing, how there's this rapist in the bushes thing where people think that rapists are like homeless looking guys jumping out of bushes.
Yeah.
Stranger on stranger crime. That's not the case. Like,
no.
And the same with people who use prostitutes. They could be literally anybody. I'm sure Lily already knows this. I'm kind of like ranting.
Yeah.
Fired up, I tell ya.
Yeah, there was something in the chat. I think it was Mariama. Yes. Mariama said sex work is work, so sexual harassment is a job opportunity. You should be able to get fired for refusing to give your boss a blowjob as per your contract, et cetera, et cetera. But that isn't the case. How come?
Right. Also, most regular jobs have OSHA.
Exactly.
PPE, which is personal protective equipment, if you're dealing with like biological fluids or chemicals. So that's not present in these quote unquote jobs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So sex work implies that prostituted people, aka women, really want to do what they have virtually no choice in doing. That their poverty, homelessness, prior sexual abuse as children, subjugation to racism, exclusion from gainful occupations, or unequal pay plays no role. That they are who the pornography says they are, valuable only for use in it. Pornography's power became clear once again last month when OnlyFans, the London-based subscription service, announced that it would ban the sexually explicit from its platform before abruptly reversing course amid criticism. OnlyFans has been celebrated for giving adult entertainers and sex workers a safe place to do their jobs, Bloomberg News observed. According to the ACLU, a longtime defender of pornography, when tech platforms like OnlyFans see themselves as arbiters of acceptable cyber speech and activity, they stigmatize sex work, making workers less safe. Okay.
I think sex workers, quote unquote, are not safe at all because of what they do.
Right.
Like what?
Like,
who's making
They're
them
missing
less
the
safe?
very basic
Right.
points.
Like look at the customer base. That
Mhm.
is what makes them unsafe.
Yeah.
Not people's chiding words on the internet or whatever
Uh-huh.
perceived like shaming. They like that doesn't matter.
Right.
Like what? Okay.
On the contrary, it is the sex industry that makes women unsafe.
Of course.
Legitimizing sexual abuse as a job makes webcamming sites like OnlyFans particularly seductive to the economically strapped.
Yeah, because it has a perceived safety factor.
Exactly. OnlyFans became a household name during the pandemic when demand for pornography skyrocketed. People started living their lives online, domestic violence exploded, women lost their means of economic survival even more than men, and inequalities increased. OnlyFans, niche pornography as mediated soft prostitution, was positioned to take advantage of these dynamics. OnlyFans has been to conventional pornography what stripping has been to prostitution, a gateway activity, sexual display with seeming insulation from skin on skin exploitation, temporary employment for those with their financial backs against the wall, and few, if any, alternatives. It offers the illusion of safety and deniability for producer and consumer alike. But the outcry over the proposed ban made clear that only explicit sex, mostly the sexual consumption of feminized bodies, usually female, gay, or trans, sells well in pornography's world. As Danny Harwood, the first so-called content creator on OnlyFans, told the New York Times, once subscribers have seen everything, they move on to the next creator. Empirical research has also documented that dynamic. Yeah, that's right. It's like people who consume pornography, like they have to get more and more and more extreme, right? Because they get, what's the word? Accustomed, desensitized, acclimated. There's a few different words you could choose to like quote unquote normal porn, and they have to look for more and more extreme. So yeah, like once they've seen everything from one, they're going to go on to the next who does something more extreme.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Nessa says there's a content creator on YouTube who makes videos about prostituted women.
Yeah.
Are you referring to Ellie Arrow maybe?
Yeah. I've also heard of a channel called Soft White Underbelly.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a photographer who interviews people who pretty much live on Skid Row of Los Angeles. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't attest to the quality because I haven't seen very many episodes, but yeah, he also interviews actual prostituted women.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very eye-opening.
Oops.
Uh-oh. Are you there? Hey. I think Radical left. Can anybody see me? Can anybody hear me right now? Am I still on? I can't. It's all Zuck's fault. Oh. Thanks, Nana. I'm not sure where she went, though. Oh, thanks, Nix. Yeah. I feel all right. I sound worse than I feel. Yeah. Oh, no. We can't have the... I don't think I'm on mute. I'm just waiting for her to come back. No, I can't hear you at all. I can't hear Radical, but I don't know if she's talking. I can't hear you. Can people hear me?
Okay, can anyone hear me now?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
How is this? Anything at all?
I hear you. I don't
Anything
think
at all?
you don't hear me.
Anything? Ah, yes. Okay, but the problem is I cannot hear Existential Gamer at all.
Maybe
What a nightmare.
I'm
I'm so
talking.
sorry.
Talking like you can hear me.
EG, might you try to leave and come back in? Because I'm the host. If I leave, it will kick everyone. Yeah, maybe try that. What a freaking nightmare. I have no idea what happened. I was talking. I did not touch anything. The screen went black. Everything is plugged in appropriately. And then I pressed my space bar. Okay, let's try. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay.
What the heck?
Can everyone hear Existential Gamer?
They could hear me during that whole thing, and they couldn't hear you, and I couldn't hear you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hello. Thank you to all of the viewers for sticking through that with us.
No, we blamed Mark Zuckerberg. So
Okay, perfect.
It's okay. It's his fault.
Perfect. Okay.
Zuck happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like I was saying, my laptop screen just it's plugged in. It's not like the battery died. It just went black. I didn't touch anything. It just went black. And then I came back and nothing. So weird.
Before everything went dark on your end, I heard you say something like, "Oh shit," and then that was it. I was like,
I
oh.
Okay, great. Well, let's get back get into it. It's the weirdest thing. I've never had anything like that happen.
I know, right? Where were we?
Where were we? Okay. Thank you, everybody, for tolerating our crazy tech difficulties. I do not know what even was going on there. But
Yes. It was a journey, but
we sorted it out, I think.
Hey,
Okay.
Joan. Get
So
some
we were
rest.
talking about, once they've seen one thing, they move on to the next kind of thing.
Right, about how they get acclimated to, and then they have to have more extreme, which is basically what they all do. That's how you get the real weird shit.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay. So let's pick up again. So though OnlyFans said its motive for the now retracted ban was to comply with the policies of credit card companies that process payments on the platform, there is some reason to think that the platform was trying to get ahead of its Pornhub moment, in which the possible conditions of its girlfriend fantasy, youth, diminished agency, and destitution among them might be exposed. Gross.
Why is that the girlfriend fantasy? I can't.
I know.
They don't want girlfriends. They want servants.
Yeah. Ew.
Slaves, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. Though only. Oh wait, I already read that. Jeez Louise, I'm all like discombobulated now. Okay. Allegations have already been made of inadequate screening for incest, bestiality, and child sexual abuse. Wow. Okay. A complaint recently filed in South Korea alleged that OnlyFans hosted videos of minors. OnlyFans has said the company does not tolerate any violations of our policies, and we immediately take action to uphold the safety and security of our users.
Doubtful, because that sort of thing is just baked into these kinds of platforms.
Right.
It's baked into pornography.
Right.
I feel like a lot of these companies, they talk a game about it, but they know that that's where bread and butter comes from.
Yeah.
All the child stuff, all the deranged shit that they know. Yeah, it's bleak.
Big time. So it says there's no way to know whether pimps and traffickers are recruiting the unwary or vulnerable or desperate or coercing them off screen and confiscating or skimming the proceeds, as is typical in the sex industry. OnlyFans takes 20% of any pay. It's pimp's cut. Silent in the discussion of OnlyFans' proposed rule is whether preventing underage youth from being used on the site has ever been possible. Prepubescent children maybe, but almost anyone past the onset of puberty can be presented as a so-called consenting adult. Most women enter the sex industry underage, their vulnerability central to their appeal, hence marketability. Children cannot be protected from sexual exploitation as long as pornography is protected and prostitution of adults is tolerated, because these are the same group of people at 2 points in time, sometimes no more than 1 day apart, sometimes at one and the same time. Children presented as adults, adults presented as children.
Yep. There's no way. How do you verify that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's always something I've said too when it comes to like pornography is like not just the age thing, but how can you 100% be certain that the woman in the content is consenting? You literally can't. So in order to consume pornography, you have to be okay with the fact that you could be watching rape on tape.
Yeah, and like you said many times before, they have tricks and ways around that. They'll film her saying all the right words.
Yeah.
And then, before the scene and then after the scene, if she doesn't again say that she consented, they won't pay her.
Right, exactly. I love how I'm being called out here. How do we know it's really me? AI's been taking over. I said, it is me. And then Mariama said, that's what AI would say.
I also like how Mariama's profile pic looks
It's suspicious as fuck. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Here's a great point from Ballistic. A woman can't remove consent in porn. You know, once it's on the web, it's there forever.
Yeah, that's also true. Like, what if she's quote unquote fine with it in the moment and then later on
Yeah.
doesn't want it up there?
Well,
Fat
and that's-
chance getting it. Yeah.
That's something that's happening with some quote unquote adult stars is wanting to have their content removed from the internet. But it's like,
Mm.
you can't. Once it's
No.
out there, like,
Nope.
oh, it's so sad.
Yeah.
Equally missing in the conversation is any concern for people who have been forced, pimped, or deceived or had their intimate pictures stolen. Much of the commentary on OnlyFans' once proposed rule wails that the customer should have the right to buy what the producer should have the right to sell. Meanwhile, the coerced, violated, exploited, and surveilled have no effective rights against being bought and sold against their will. As long as the violated lack effective rights and equality based on sex, ethnicity, and gender, survivors of abuse through these sites, including Pornhub and Seeking Arrangement and sites adjacent, will be exposed to theft, coercion, and all manner of unauthorized expropriation of their sexuality. Some U.S. states appear to offer legal recourse for people whose sex materials have been made or shared without their permission. But in reality, few provide usable or effective ways to deal with the materials themselves. Even in California, which has some of the better protections, legal requirements fail to reflect many of the conditions under which these visuals are made and distributed.
Yeah.
The state's standards and exemptions enhance the power of the sex industry to escape liability for its exploitative practices. Civil trafficking laws applicable to adults, for example, are confined to obscene materials, a test notoriously difficult for even seasoned federal prosecutors to prove. Right, like who determines what's obscene, right? So like I
Yeah.
can see it being extremely hard to have a case because what's obscene to one person is not to another, so it's almost impossible to prove. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's very vague.
Consent requirements are oblivious to the fact that phony consent videos are standard. We just mentioned
Yeah.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Statutes of limitations are too short for many traumatized victims. Exemptions from liability for materials that were ever consensually sent or previously distributed by anyone make the revenge porn laws nearly useless. Deepfake laws aim only to protect the person who is falsely introduced, often a celebrity, not the person who is used for sex. Right. So the deepfake laws only protect, let's say, the celebrity whose face has been superimposed onto the video, not the actual woman who is in the real video.
Oh.
Is what they're saying there.
Oh. I didn't know.
Because you need like an actual piece of pornographic content to
Right.
make these. So like the woman who is having her body used with someone else's face on it, she's not protected. It's just the celebrity usually.
Yeah.
Perhaps OnlyFans was reassured of the toothlessness of such laws when it decided to suspend its proposed ban.
Yeah. The fact that there's a statute of limitations on things like sexual assault and rape. And
I know.
Like,
yeah.
Why?
Baffling and disgusting.
And it's so short. Like, what? What? Like, you filmed a rape, and because it's been more than 2 years, you can't be prosecuted for it. Like,
right.
It's ridiculous.
So I want to address G. Strathmore. Thank you. That's very kind for the super chat. She or he, I don't know, says, I'd like to see avenues for women to transition out of prostitution to healthy, self-sustaining work. What would that take? Yeah, I mean, there's so many things that it would take. It would take meaningful, gainful employment where a person could support themselves in today's economy, which, I mean, the average person is struggling to do that, let alone often women who have been homeless, traumatized, drug users, etc. We would need supportive housing, low-income housing. Like, there's so many factors that keep women in these awful, awful cycles.
The economy is so bad, especially today. It's the same problem with like gang violence and drug dealing. Like if they see that you can make so much more money doing these activities versus getting a minimum wage job that won't even
Right.
pay cost of living, like of
Mm-hmm.
course the pull to go back, and also prostitution, the pull to go back is going to be there.
Yep. Ugh, yeah. Oh, hi, Lesbianist Art. This is Rusty
Hey,
Arts, by the
Rusty.
way. Hi, Rusty.
Big fan.
Nice to see you. Let's see here. Nessa says, also, even if we assume all the girls on those films are 18, can anyone really claim those teenagers can give any meaningful consent? Yeah, of course not. Their brains aren't done cooking yet. And, yeah, no way they're not giving any kind of meaningful consent. That's right. 18 is too young to drink, but she can clearly consent to her rape being preserved forever on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big problem with a lot of things around the age 18. Like, they expect you to decide your entire life at that age and make decisions that affect your future. And again, like they're like, oh, you're an adult, so you can consent to whatever. But then fast forward 5 to 10 years and you're like, what the hell was I doing when I was 18? I didn't know what I was doing.
No way. Me neither. And sometimes, like, I think about, do I sound like old? And, when I say, like, oh, when I was 18, I didn't even know any, like, when I was 18 and my parents or other adults would talk about things like, oh, if only I knew then what I knew now. And I'd be like, yeah, because I'm 18 and I know everything and I'm an adult and so I can do what I want. But now that I'm 36, I'm like, yeah, actually.
Yeah. They do say youth is wasted on the young.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. This year, a California state senator, Dave Cortez of San Jose in Silicon Valley, which is where a lot of adult material is created, introduced a workable and effective bill that adapts the best features of copyright, libel, and trafficking law to solve this problem. If passed, it would create a civil legal claim for victims of online sex trafficking, naked or sexual visuals of minors or of adults who were coerced or tricked or victims of theft. Once notice is given, the trafficker would have to take the materials down or pay $100,000 for every 2 hours they remained accessible. Whoa.
That's a good start.
Yeah.
I like that. As long as they're not trying to put provability on the complaining party. Like, you should just be able to say, take that down. I don't want it up. That's me.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no prove it was stolen or prove that you didn't consent. Like, no, it should just be the person saying, I don't want that up there, take it down. And then the fine begins, the clock ticks, Yeah,
it's amazing they won't enforce that.
Yeah, they won't, because they know that a lot of the bread and butter on that site is exactly that type of media. That's what a lot of their customer base wants.
Yes.
They get off on the fact that there's taboo and unconsenting things on there. If they got rid of all that, yeah, absolutely. The ability to revoke consent should be completely free at any time. Absolutely. No burden of proof, nothing paid.
Right. Like, you should just be able to say, yo, I don't feel comfortable having that up there anymore. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Almost just like rape culture in and of itself, these laws are structured around them. So it says this law could be passed anywhere. Anyone who was sex trafficked this way could sue to stop materials created or distributed without permission. Those who are supposedly acting freely in this space, as the press onslaught frantically assures us that OnlyFans sex workers all are, and those who are not would finally have some real protection, giving their vaunted freedom of action a foothold in reality, reducing pornography's power to make our world.
Eloquent as always.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, things are just not as simple as, you know, they want to make it out to be.
No. Mm-mm.
Let's see. Can a lawyer gather these women for a class action suit? Or do we have any lawyers in the building tonight?
Not me.
Not me, sadly. Yeah.
We could hit up Reddit. That's full of lawyers, apparently.
Right. Yeah. So many. Yeah. I want to scroll up and just see because I feel like there was some good comments that I kind of missed.
Ooh, yes, let's do the comments. See if there's sanity.
Well, everyone
Oh.
here is pretty smart.
Oh, I thought you meant on the article.
Oh no, sorry.
No,
meant in
I
the
was not trying to besmirch the chat. No, I thought you meant the article. Y'all are very smart and
Yes.
articulate.
I think I pretty much, yeah, Americans are so weird. You can drive at 16 but can't drink until 21.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's weird because you can drive at 16, vote at 18, drink at 21.
Right.
You used to be able to smoke at 18, but they changed that to 21.
Oh.
Yeah. Not that you should do that, but like it's weird that the ages are all different, right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Rusty's got a pod person question to ask you, an AI imposter question.
Yeah. She says she's taller than she is, and we'll know it's really radical. Well, I used to always tell people I was 5'2", but I got measured at the doctor recently, and I'm 5'1".
Right. That 1 inch, though.
Mm-hmm. It's important. It's important. Let's see here. I was gonna say something, but yeah, I wish. 5'11". I was gonna say something, but I totally forgot now. You should just be able to say that's it. That's me. Take it down. Yeah, I agree. Completely. Yeah, looking back to when I was early 20s and a teenager, I was lucky that something worse didn't happen to me.
Oh my God, yeah. I often joke that the universe was protecting me because I could have been in a lot of sticky situations when I was young because I was completely fearless. Like I was wary of strangers like as a teen and kid. But I did not ever think that anybody would ever like do anything to me.
I had a lot of that as well. I've always been like a really super independent person, and
same.
I think about so in 2006 when I graduated high school, I wanted to go on a graduation trip by myself, and I wanted to go to Eastern Europe because that's like where my family origins are from, Czech Republic and Hungary and stuff like that. So I wanted to go check out those countries, but my parents didn't want me to. Actually, it's kind of funny. They saw the movie Hostel, and it takes place in the Czech Republic.
Not Hostel.
I know. And so they were like, "You're not going there.
Like, stay home forever."
Yeah. And so we then settled that I was allowed to go to New Zealand. So I went to New Zealand by myself at 17 years old for 6 weeks.
Ooh.
And I had my 18th birthday while I was there. But I think about like, what the hell? Like I was 17.
Yeah.
I went by myself. But I didn't have any of those kinds of thoughts like, ooh, something could happen to me, or ooh, what if this? Like it didn't occur to me at all. And sometimes I'm just like, damn, you got so lucky.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah. I graduated in 97. So like I practically raised myself a lot of my teenage years. And I could go like I could go like my parents didn't have a curfew for me.
Me neither.
Especially in high school, like once I got in high school and older than that, it's like, oh, it's midnight and you're walking in. Oh, okay.
Yeah, like in my defense, like in my parents' defense, it wasn't that they were like bad or neglectful parents, but it was more that like I didn't give them a reason not to trust me, so like they just did trust me.
Oh yeah, that was the same for me too. Like they
Yeah.
weren't bad either, but also the culture was different too back
Oh,
then.
yes, extremely. Yeah. Yeah.
It was more like that was the ramp to adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
So you were
The ramp
expected to, yeah, like you were expected to start accelerating and like taking off the ramp. And parents back then, most of them anyway, you know, gave you a lot more freedom at those ages, especially once you started to drive and maybe had part-time jobs or whatever, as opposed to today where it's a lot different. In fact, back when I was a teenager, it was almost weird if your parents did like keep you inside and have curfews like when you were 17, and like that would be weird. Like your parent, you'd have the overprotective parents, like the weird parents, if you know.
Yeah. Lots of chat saying like I couldn't be a parent now. Cannot imagine being a parent. Yeah. I know. I think about like
Well,
I think about like my childhood. I mean, we're a few years apart, but you know, not that different. I think about like my childhood like I was a feral child, like you know, you had to come home when the streetlights came on, but other than that, your parents didn't see you from morning until then.
Yeah, it's funny because my mom tried gaslighting me and telling me that, oh, every time you went outside to play, I was always there watching you. I'm like, you
you weren't.
No, you weren't. Were you there
Yes.
watching when me and my brother and our neighborhood friends broke into the abandoned warehouse that one time? I don't think so.
Exactly. There's so much stuff I did, like just dumb kid shit. But
Yeah,
like I said, we were
Were you
feral.
there
We were
yeah, like when our group of kids went to war with another neighborhood group of kids.
exactly
In like the fucking inner city area of where we lived, and one of the kids in the opposing team put a dead squirrel on somebody's car. Like, were you there for that, Mom?
Right. Or like I would just remember I was super lucky because my best friend as a child lived across the street from me. And so we would just be like on our bikes all day long from sunup to sundown, like all over the neighborhood. Nobody knew where we were. No one could get in touch with us.
Oh yeah.
Also, this one time, let's see, I moved away from there when I was 11. So I was probably, well, yeah, 10 or 11, 9, 10, 11. My friend and I had been riding our bikes and we were stupid kids. I don't know why this happened, but in the neighborhood that we grew up in, people's like back alleys would have like these little like garbage cubbies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore, but like yeah, these little cubbies where people would put their garbage to be picked up in the next day or whatever. And we would always play hide and seek in the alleyways and like hiding in and out of these people's cubbies and stuff. And this one time this woman got really mad and she like came out and was like scolding us and she was like, I want to know your parents' names and phone numbers because I'm going to tell them, well, you know, whatever. And I was smart enough to give a fake phone number to this woman.
Yeah.
And, oh, too funny. Yeah. Just so many.
Exactly.
But now, I think now, like if I had a child now, I could not imagine letting them roam around like I was allowed to.
Well, you know, statistically, the world is safer now than it was when we were kids. Like as far as like violent crime statistics, murders,
right,
stuff like that, that has all gone down. What I would worry most about, especially if I had a girl, would be like the online culture, like the self-esteem destroying media, like social media culture. Like it was hard enough when we were kids and there was airbrushed models and like TV and all that stuff, but can you imagine? And then of course pornography, right? Pornography and prostitution like just normalized. So you know, you have these kids growing up thinking that, yeah, exactly, Rusty, huge dangers. And the predators that will worm their way into kids' spaces online and you know.
Yeah. I know that also scared me. Like, yeah, I'm so glad that I don't have children because of the online world these days. Like,
Yeah.
and the pressure, and not even just like predator stuff, but like bullying and the
Oh
toxicity
yeah.
of kids and stuff. Ugh.
Yeah, we talked about this in another stream. I forget which
Yeah.
one, but like how the bullying back when I was a kid, it was only at school. Like unless they happened to live in your neighborhood, you were free from it after school. But nowadays, it's online too. Like it continues. It
Yeah.
continues after the end of the day on social media.
Yeah. Lily says, I've done some very questionable things online when I was a teenager. I mean, I did
Oh,
too.
me too.
Whoops.
Me too.
Me too.
Of course, technology really wasn't like as it is now, but I chatted with some questionable people on
Of course,
AOL.
AOL chat rooms.
Yep,
Oh
yep.
my God, did I
I was
ever?
always a teenager from California when I was a
I was Hawaii.
Hawaii. It's always like the beach,
Yes.
and I definitely bait people on AOL as a teenager,
Yeah.
just like trolling them
The
so
best.
hard. It'd be some obvious pervert loser, and he'd be like, "Oh, how old are you?" And I'd be like, "I'm
Mhm.
16. I'm from Cali. I have red hair." Tee. And then
Mhm.
he'd be like, "Oh, can you visit? I'm in Cali too." And then I just ghost. Bye.
Yeah, this is interesting from Rusty. To Catch a Predator was successful for a reason.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
that's so shocking, honestly. So upsetting.
Yeah. The chat rooms are just crawling with grown men.
Yeah, this is interesting too. I feel like we were more prepared to deal with
Yes.
strangers back then. I
Ballistic.
completely agree.
Literally, the
Completely.
second I read that comment of yours, the thought was also flying across my mind because back when we were kids, we were trolling those guys. Like you knew, most kids knew that they were bad news, they were losers,
Yeah.
you shouldn't give any information, but it seems like now everybody puts everything online and it's so normal. So these kids now just they tell all and they tell these strangers everything. And I think like old school internet safety has really been lost to the new generation.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Yeah, they grew up everything on social media. Their parents probably put everything on Facebook or
Oh
Instagram.
yeah.
Like seriously, it's
Yeah, this is a great
no.
point. The TikTok girlies will show their whole apartment, their job,
Yeah.
their whole government name. Yeah, I've seen people even like showing like pictures of their driver's licenses in their
No.
social media. I'm like, what is wrong with you? That has your address on it even.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And now, yeah, it's seen as suspicious to not list your name, age, location, your triggers, your disabilities, your diagnoses, your political beliefs. All of that is in people's bios these days.
Oh my God. I've definitely been like an old ranting at clouds, being like,
Yeah, exactly.
back in my day, there was such a thing called nobody's damn business.
Yeah,
I
literally.
think we need to bring back nobody's damn business. You don't have to tell all your traumas, all your past, everything about you, every mental quirk of yours, every step of your entire history to everyone you ever meet. Like it's insane.
Yeah, so many YouTubers get stalked. Yeah, I've heard like, or I've seen stories of like people just showing up at YouTubers' houses, being like, "Hey, can we take a picture with you?" And they're
Oh,
like,
yeah. That's crazy.
That's
Oh,
creepy.
I
That's
don't
so
know what
creepy.
to do.
I
Yeah,
would
Westy.
freak out.
I know, right? Nobody's damn business clause. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Only very few people know my full name on here. I would never tell everybody that, so.
Bringing back darkness, shadow.
Yes.
Man, I have to dox myself a little bit in here. My first like AOL username, because I was like such like a punk rock like emo kid. My first AOL username was I don't remember what number was on the end. There was a number, but it was eyeliner tears.
Oh no!
I know. Oh my god. There was a number. It was probably like, I don't know, but eyeliner tears 27 maybe.
That is so funny. MCR fan, 1988.
Oh, for real? Yeah, no kidding. I have My Chemical Romance tattoo, okay? It was my first tattoo
Oh.
ever.
Welcome to the Black Parade.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was a little bit after my the whole emo thing. Yeah,
not for me.
I know. You were right smack in the heyday.
Oh my god, the golden years of pop punk, 2000 to 2006.
Yes, Ebony, Darkness, Dementia, Raven Way.
Yeah, literally
iconic. I like Lily's alternate spelling of eyeliner tears.
Yeah, absolutely this. Oh yeah, and Rusty did it too.
Oh, my eyes are bleeding.
Oh, yeah. Too good. Too good.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times. Actually, recently there was a viral TikTok of a person. Have you heard of the When We Were Young music festival?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, it's a music, like, did you know what, like, Warped Tour?
I've heard of it.
Okay. So, like, the pop punk bands of our youth, the When We Were Young music festival is all of the pop punk bands for, like, a weekend in Las Vegas at the festival grounds.
Ooh.
So it's, like, a huge nostalgia thing for, like, people like my age. But there was a recent viral TikTok of like a Gen Z person going to this festival and like rating the bands, and they rated them like so poorly. And so many people my age, so many millennials are so triggered by it. I was like, how can you say that about the used?
Oh my god, how dare you?
Yeah. Oh, tragic.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my god.
Rusty, get out of here. I will kick you. No, I won't.
I will kick you.
No.
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, I hear songs that I grew up with on the oldies station now. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. My local classic rock station now plays Green Day and Blink-182.
That's right. I think you said that before.
Yes.
And then I died a little inside.
Oh, it hurt me so badly when I heard that. On classic rock, Green Day.
Classic rock, oldies.
Oh,
yeah.
No. Oh no. Oh no.
Classic rock is like Leonard Skinner, right?
Right.
70s, the 60s, 70s.
Dookie by Green Day came out 30 years ago. So I guess like Green Day is to Gen Z what like Leonard Skinner was to us.
Wait.
Like our parents' music.
Did you just call it Dookie?
Yeah,
is that a Canadianism?
That's the name of Green Day's debut album.
Is it? I thought it was Dookie.
Oh, is it? I don't know. I would say Dookie, but
okay. See, that's I just think it's a difference of pronunciation.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm just being like a language nerd right now.
No worries.
Interesting.
Maybe it is Dookie, I guess. Dookie. I would say Dookie. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, 30 years ago. So.
Yeah. 30 years.
Yeah.
Ago. Yeah. I was in high school.
Oh. That's crazy. Let's see.
Lily's a zillennial.
Yeah, like on the cusp of Gen Z and millennial.
Yeah.
That's like the 95, 96ers. Oh, don't be mean to me.
No, I wasn't trying to be mean. I just thought it was.
No, not you, Rusty.
No, I know, but like, I wasn't trying to draw attention. Like,
I know.
I just think it's a fun difference. Like.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's like I posted on my community page a few days or weeks ago that I was listening to some real content and I could hear my Canadian rise so easily. Yeah. I was like, oh no.
It's funny though, because I've never really noticed it because Americans have our own rise kind
Yeah.
of accent subcultures, like the question at the end of every sentence.
Yeah.
A lot of
So
like
the
younger.
way I heard the Canadian Rise talk about is like we speak up like that, but it's like I'm gonna speak up because I'm telling my story, and then I'm gonna talk low when it's your turn.
Oh yeah, I hear
That's
you.
how
Yeah.
that's how the Canadian accent goes, or rides, or whatever. Talk up, da 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 da. Okay, now it's your turn.
I mean, it's intuitive though. Like
Yeah.
when I listen to it, I know, even though I wasn't raised Canadian, obviously, I know it's my turn to talk because you gave me the mic, metaphorically.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. There are so many 1996 children in this chat room, this live chat.
God, 96.
96. Oh.
Man, I turned 17 in 1996.
I was 8.
Yeah. We're about 9 years apart.
Yeah, about 9 years.
Yeah.
And then I was 86. I was 88. 95. 99? Lily, what the heck?
Lily is baby.
I'd say a little baby.
Yeah, right on the millennium. Right?
Yeah,
During the Y2K panic.
nobody could be 17 in 96. That's so funny.
That's me. Anybody born in the 70s in the chat? Oh,
right?
just me?
You know what weirds me out the worst though is at work I'm starting to get referrals for 2006 babies because they're now 18 and adults. What the heck?
I know.
That freaks me out. I'm like, oh no. And pretty soon I'll be getting 2007s.
Yep. Yeah, even my progeny is now 20. Will be of drinking age next year. Hey, Nix, were you really born in 73?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I found another one. Finally.
Awesome.
Somebody born in the 70s. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird. I think about like, yeah, people can't be born in the 2000s. That's not a real birth year.
Or if they are, they're like literally toddlers. Like, oh, you were born in 2004. Oh, you must be like a little diaper wearing adorable baby. Like, oh no, wait a minute, you're buying cigarettes. Oh shit, you're buying a beer. Ah,
yeah, what the heck?
Right.
G. Strathmore, most of you are younger than I am. Bit different demographic. Don't know any California punk music. Yeah. Well, all age ranges are welcome here.
Don't worry, G. I wasn't part of the punk scene either.
Ugh, my beloved.
We got a lot of like punk fans here, but like I was the weird girl drawing comics, listening to Enya in my bedroom. So like I'm about as far away from the punk scene as you can get. Exactly.
I love the Indigo Girls.
I love them. Oh my god, I got their CD for my 16th birthday. Believe it or not, my dad, who is terrible at gift giving and is the worst, or at least when I was a teenager, got me Rites of Passage by the Indigo Girls. And I had already listened to their song Closer to Find, like during my childhood, because it would occasionally play on the radio. But I swear, I fell in love with them, and they're one of the few artists that I like almost everything they do. Like almost everything. I love them. There's like a playlist on my channel of Indigo Girl songs. I think it's public. You can go check it out.
Sweet.
I love them. Yeah, no. So I've heard the exennial thing, but most things say that like 1980 is the cutoff. I consider myself a young Gen X, just because I guess I identify more with that than I do with the millennial like zeitgeist. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of a gray area.
Ballistic says she has a mohawk right now. I'm almost 30. I had a beautiful pink mohawk as a teenager. Oh, I loved it. I had like full on like sides of my head shaved with like a big razor. Like, oh, I loved my mohawk. It was great. It was.
Yeah, I'm surprised because your hair's so long now.
Yeah, I know. I had a mohawk for many, many, many years.
You totally rock a mohawk.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of work though to put it up all the time. A lot of work, time, effort, and product. Ugh. The
That
best.
is true. Like a lot of women who are trying to be, gender nonconforming, whatever.
Yeah.
They swear by short hair, but I've had really short hair, like really short. And unless you're buzzing it, I find it requires more upkeep.
Oh yeah, you have to absolutely be on top of it.
Yeah, because otherwise you get mad bedhead.
Yep.
It just sticks up everywhere, so you got to wet it down and gel it up or blow dry it or whatever. Like I have a bob now, and that's pretty much the limit to where I can just not do anything to it and it will look okay. But any shorter than that, and I would definitely be having to style it or something. Yeah.
Nessa asked if she got kicked out of the millennial generation because she's 1980. No, that's the first year of the millennial generation.
Yeah, that is
1980.
Yeah, I mean, most online sources. I mean, some of them will say like late 70s, early 80s is zillennial, but I don't know. I don't know. And then most other online sources will say that 1980 starts the millennials.
Oh, expired milk is here.
I missed everything.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
expired milk. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, the usual. A little here, a little there.
Little everywhere.
Yep.
How's tour?
Oh, it goes.
Oh, it goes. Anything new or crazy to report?
Well, I didn't have to fire anyone this week.
Hey, small miracles.
Yeah, and no one quit this week.
Ooh.
And I just finished decorating for our Halloween party.
Ooh. That's fun.
That's fun. So whatever happened to that woman who rage quit?
Oh, she's gone. And then I became stage manager for a week.
Yeah. Is that gig
Wow.
over though? Like, did you demand more money? I need to know.
Well, no. So that was a temporary thing. So our assistant wardrobe was promoted to stage manager, and then they brought a new person in to be assistant wardrobe. But the new assistant wardrobe person has never done a show before in her entire life.
Oh boy.
So naturally, when she came onto the show, 5 minutes into the show, she had a huge meltdown, tears, the whole shebang. New stage manager reverts back to assistant wardrobe, and then they're like, "Hey, expired, call the show." And I was like, "Okay, great."
Oh yeah, yeah. I knew that, but I didn't know what happened after because I know that there was kind of a suspicion that they were trying to get you in, but without giving you a pay raise. They were just trying to get you to do the two jobs, the one you were doing before and the manager.
That was my suspicion. For now, it seems like we are decently okay. The new stage manager is there. I have handed everything back over to her. I can now be back in my cave during the show, doing all the stuff I usually do. Assistant wardrobe person, she's now comfortable enough to do her track. I still float around the stage just to make sure nothing goes totally off the rails. We'll check back with everyone in a couple weeks, see how it's going up there.
Well, that's good.
Yes, and hopefully everyone will cheer up because we have this great Halloween party.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be Jenga, Twister, Cards Against Humanity, Uno, Cornhole. I got it all.
cornhole.
Yeah.
It's like a classic New England game right there.
Yeah. I got a portable cornhole set just for the occasion.
Nice. It sounds like you're gonna turn it up tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be fun. I'm doing nothing. I'm just handing out candy for Halloween.
You have a costume?
No.
I got a pirate hat and an eye patch.
Oh, cute. Are you doing anything, Existential Gamer?
Nah, no, not even handing out candy because I live in a condo and it's on the second floor. It's like a tiny condo, and they would have to like go in the internal locked part in order to even get to our door, and they're not going to do that. So I've never gotten a single trick or treater any year, and it's fine. It's whatever.
I live in a neighborhood that goes the F off for Halloween.
Oh, you're in one of those neighborhoods.
Yeah, extremely I am. Like every house is decorated like to the nines.
You're the ones that the suburban parents drive their kids to.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's my neighborhood. That is my neighborhood. Where I live, I get like I'd say between 100 and 150 kids. But there are other places in the neighborhood closer to like the parks and stuff that they get 400 to 500 kids. So, yeah, it's
400
fun.
to 500.
Yes, it is popping off in my neighborhood.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's great. So I'm looking forward to handing out candy. I've bought a lot of boxes. I think it's so cute that like everyone just agrees to participate in this. Like Halloween is so weird to me. It's like I just think it's such a cute little holiday that like you just agree to purchase a bunch of candy to give out to strangers who knock on your door, and everyone just agrees to do it on the same day.
Yeah.
It's so cute. It's cute. I think it's adorable.
fun. I like Halloween. I just
Me too.
haven't had the occasion to celebrate it really.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really want to go out to parties anymore, so it's like, don't get any kids. Yeah, Niku,
Go trick or treating.
Do it. You're on the young side, and also
Yeah.
advantage.
I also go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. I was just gonna say the advantage of being like short and young looking for a long time is you get to go trick or treating. Because when I was like 11, I was starting to get told that I was too old to trick or treat.
That's so mean and rude. I
I
think
was like 5'6", 5'7" at 11.
that's
Or
awful.
like, how old are you? Like, I'm just a kid. Yeah.
If a person is at my door in a costume, I don't care how old they are. I will give them candy.
I know. I'm the same.
Also, when people get weird about like teenagers or even like 18, 19, 20, etc. year olds trick-or-treating, it's like there's a lot worse shit they could be doing tonight.
Right. You could be
leave them
smoking
alone.
crack in the graveyard, so cut them some
Right.
slack.
I always give extra candy to people in Star Wars costumes.
I mean, as you should.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's always nice doing like a Halloween thing on tour because everyone's away from home, and same thing for Thanksgiving. We're gonna be doing something then. It just helps. It's a good group activity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I am going to. I'm not dressing up, but at work tomorrow I have an orange shirt that has a bunch of ghosties on it, so I'm gonna wear that.
Cute.
Yes.
Oh, Lily, you were so little at 11. So wee.
Yes.
Yeah, I hit pretty much my adult height at like 11 and 12, and I stayed that way my entire life. So
Aww.
yeah, like I just grew up. Boom. Okay. I didn't get to enjoy being small for very long.
No. What is Halloween in Japan look like? Do they celebrate it?
Oh,
What goes on down there?
I bet they're insane, like in a good way.
Tell us, Nana.
Yeah. I'm raising the expectations far too high. And she's probably going to be like, no, they don't do things. I don't know. I feel like they would, though.
Yes.
Just like go completely.
I feel like she said something above, but.
Oh, did she?
Oh, she says, but nothing really happens except street drinking.
Oh, God. Well, I guess that's a different kind of crazy.
Nah, it sucks. It's just like young adults college age drinking in the streets wearing slutty costumes. That's about it.
I mean, honestly, that sounds like early 2000s American Halloween. To be fair, like when I was a young adult, that's what
Oh, totally.
it was. It's
Of
just
course.
I think that's the Halloween culture we've exported to other places.
probably
Right.
God. Like, oh, you want to go bar crawling in a shitty costume that you're gonna freeze your ass in all night? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen any like viral spirit Halloween sexy costume this year. Like
Me
something outrageous
neither.
like sexy apple. I don't know.
Sexy apple.
It's like half foreigners, half young Japanese people trying to hook up. That's funny.
Uh-huh.
But it's like the Mean Girls quote: "Halloween is the one day a year where a girl can dress up like a total slut." I was gonna say anything about it.
That's true. In fact, I had a friend tell me that years ago. She's like, "Come on, if there's one day you can." She was trying to put me in a slutty sheriff's costume or whatever, and I was like, "I don't know if I can do this. This is not." I didn't end up going with it. She's like, "Come on, this is like the one day you can do it." I'm like, "But I don't want to do it." I feel like very weird in this costume. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tried, but
yeah, that's how it was in college. Because I knew the stereotype of the college Halloween party, but for some reason I just didn't really think about it. I was like, oh yeah, that happens on TV. So I show up to my first college Halloween party dressed as a super banana. So I had a banana with a Superman cape on. And then I get there and everyone's sexy. I'm like, oh no, I'm a super banana.
super banana.
That reminds me, I saw something on Twitter. I just gotta find it about Halloween at children's schools. What the heck was it? Yeah, so Amy Ham, she's that nurse in Vancouver who's being put on trial for not believing that men can become women. She said, "My kids' school kicked it up a notch. They sent home a memo saying no Halloween costumes that culturally appropriate, as per usual, but additionally, no costumes that violate human rights. I'd love to know how a child dressed up for Halloween could violate any human rights.
Yeah.
Like, what possibly could a child be dressed up as that would violate human rights? That was so confusing to me.
Can they expound on that a little? Like what?
Right?
Maybe if you were, let's say you decide to dress up as a disco ball that shot out lasers, and the
Maybe.
lasers could easily blind you.
There
So-
you go.
Maybe that's a violation. I mean, is it a human rights violation to like burn someone's retinas, or is that just a crime?
I think it's just a
Right.
crime.
It's just a
Yeah.
crime.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably like blackface and stuff.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But,
Or whatever, you know.
oh, yeah, okay, that's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Austrian painter costume, exactly.
Yeah.
I guess I'd argue even blackface. I'll be like, that is offensive. However, my human rights are unaffected by it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird wording to have put it that way. Violate human rights.
Kind of hyperbolic to me,
Yeah.
you know. Definitely in bad taste and offensive, but like I don't know. I just think these days equating words with violence is not a good precedent to set.
Maybe if they're dressed as a tomato, watermelon, and mango sandwich.
Ew, what? Am I missing something? Is this a thing?
No, just saying how offensive that would be.
It would be very offensive.
Gross, weird combination.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, I have a dilemma.
Oh, share with
Okay.
us.
2 days ago, I ordered a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup from Panera Bread.
Mm.
And I was gonna eat it, but then I didn't, and I had to go get back on the bus for our midnight bus call. So I put it in the bus fridge. And then we had our show, and then we came back here, and now it's in my hotel room fridge. But I ordered this sandwich 2 days ago. So if the sandwich had not yet been made, if I had the individual ingredients of bread, and the cheese, and I threw some chicken on there, I'd be like, it's fine. I'll just make my sandwich now. But since it's all been melded together to 2 days, will I give myself food poisoning?
Well, give it the sniff test for sure.
I think 2 days you're okay.
I think 2 days you're okay too. The texture might not be that great. Also, I feel like Panera and other restaurants put a ton of preservatives in their shit. I know that sandwiches come pre-made and pre-packaged and shipped to the store, and all they do is really like put it in the little panini grill thing.
Really?
Yeah, I heard.
I've only been to a Panera once in my life.
Yeah, they've
That
really
was-
gone. They used to be good, but they've really gone downhill.
Yeah, it was
My
about 10
go-to
years
order
ago.
there is, as I
Yeah.
said, the grilled cheese with the tomato soup and a strawberry banana smoothie and a brownie.
Yeah. I mean, it should still be good. It might not be like the best quality now, but you could probably
I mean,
still eat it.
I'm gonna dunk it in the soup.
Hell
So
yeah.
that'll-
That's the only way to do it. I want tomato soup.
I
I
have a
love tomato
confession to make. I'm not a tomato soup.
soup. We have to ban existential gamer from YouTube.
But you know
You're
what?
now
I love
excommunicated from the stream.
so like I don't like tomato soup, but I love V8 and Bloody Marys. So I don't know what that's about.
Huh.
I have the power to mute you. That is funny. That is funny.
Yes, the other exciting
yeah.
news is
Yeah.
oh yeah.
I mean, everybody else loves that. I just, I don't know. Just not my.
It's such a warm combo.
I mean, I like the grilled cheese. I'll take that.
Yum.
You can have my soup.
Oh, I don't have any bread right now though.
No.
Yeah. Evil.
Oh, Lily. Yeah, bacon on the grilled cheese.
Ooh.
Top tier grilled cheese tip.
Never had tomato soup.
Ooh. Maybe is it a thing down in Brazil?
I guess not.
Yeah.
It's the best. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I think I might have to go buy some after work tomorrow.
Buy some bread too. You can
Yes,
use the
bread too.
whole thing.
Do it up.
Yeah.
Yum.
See, I like chicken soup. Chicken soup's good.
Yeah, I like most soups, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Not cream of mushroom.
I like cream of mushroom.
That's the only one I'm not really into.
I've ever been a fan of bacon outside the breakfast scenario. Breakfast as
Not
a
even on
side
like a cheeseburger?
Not even on a cheeseburger. I just when bacon appears in other places, I just get confused. I said, "Why is there bacon here? If I have no pancakes?"
See, you got to get out of the breakfast box. Bacon can be had at any time. But I also agree with the clam chowder. Yes, I love it.
No, I just told Lily I have to ban her for that.
What? No. Have some real New England clam chowder. It's the best. Also, pea soup. Joan, I used to make a really bomb-ass pea soup in like a slow cooker with ham. Delicious.
Make
Nice.
sure you eat the pea soup before it eats you.
Will it?
I did a reference.
Oh,
I don't know what that reference is.
I don't know what it is either.
It's a Harry Potter reference.
Oh,
Oh,
womp womp. I should know
Oh.
that. I hate that. Of course, fuzz is soup, right?
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I like all that stuff. All good.
Pho is definitely a lifesaver for me.
Yeah. There's this Korean soup that I love, and I need to like.
Best soups.
In case anyone wasn't hungry.
I don't know how to. It's kimchi jjigae or whatever. Oh my god, yes. I'm gonna put it.
How do you spell that?
I'm putting it in the
J-
chat. It's like JJIGAE. It's so fucking good.
Yum. I love our Google deep dives.
God, it's so good. Although, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, jjigae. Yes, thank you, jjigae.
Oh yeah, this is weird. Interesting. Bacon and sausages sound way too heavy for breakfast here. We usually have fruit, bread, toast, cheese bread, homemade cake. Cake?
Cake for breakfast.
It's not a breakfast food.
Party in Brazil.
It could be a breakfast. I don't know. I'm one of those weird people that has all kinds of foods at all kinds of times. Like,
Yeah.
no, man, I'm not part of your system. I'm gonna have bacon at night. I'm gonna have cake in the morning.
Breakfast for supper is like the greatest thing ever.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah, we had like lemon cupcakes and catering yesterday. So I had one for breakfast this morning.
Yum.
Ooh.
I'm getting hungry now. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Oh.
Breakfast cake. We'll have a light. Okay, I have to. What's breakfast?
I mean, Americans do coffee cake in the morning
Yeah, we do have coffee cake.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess
There
that's
you go,
fair.
coffee cake. First image.
Or muffins, which are practically cakes.
Cake. I suppose that's true. Yeah.
Let's be honest. They don't have icing, but like. Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, look at these ones.
Oh, yeah.
Those look nice.
So
Or my favorite from the Holiday Inn Express is their cinnamon buns. They always have it.
Oh my God,
That'd be specific.
It's Googleable.
Yeah.
There they are, all
Mhm.
warm under their lamp.
Yes.
Free breakfast at the Holiday Inn.
At the Holiday Inn. Chingy.
Really the little things in life, you know?
Exactly. Holiday Inn specifically.
Yes.
Apparently,
Oh,
it
no,
is a thing.
No other cinnamon roll will do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there are fancier hotels that have higher quality cinnamon rolls. However, I do not stay at those.
Oh yeah, the chocolate muffins at the Paris Olympics were like a whole thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Didn't you guys? You all mentioned that. I think.
Yes.
at
There's
some-
a Norwegian athlete, there he is, who made a multi-series of TikToks about how good the muffins were. And then he also like Los Angeles is hosting the next Olympics, and they commented on one of his TikToks, the LA Olympics, and he's like, if you guys don't have the muffins, I'm not coming.
That's so cute that
Joan.
it's so cute that he made a bunch of TikToks just about how good the muffins were.
Yeah,
That's
they're
so
really
fun.
funny. They look good though.
You know, it would be even funnier if those were just like Costco muffins.
Oh, but those are good.
I know, but like he never had them before, so they just blew his socks off. He was just like, "Oh my god, these muffins are amazing." I know that they were in France, so the likelihood is not.
Yeah, it was from a boulangerie.
Yes. No, we do not have Costco here. We have real muffins. I apologize to any French women in the chat. Please forgive me for my terrible accent.
Oh man. What's on the go for the weekend? Anything?
Well, I'm going to convalesce and recover from my disease.
Convalesce. Whatever.
No, it's fine. But yeah, that's on my agenda.
Convalesce.
So
Do you
yeah,
have shows all weekend, Expired Milk?
Yeah, another full weekend of shows as per usual. But
Do you get at least a day off every week, or what?
yeah, we usually have at least one dark day a week.
Good.
We have tomorrow off because we're gonna come to our show on Halloween. I mean, people might have come, but we have the day off, which is great. And I sent in my ballot today, so now
Oh yeah,
I'm
I saw that.
thinking about this election that I don't want to think about.
hey, Expired Milk, didn't you say you had some time off coming up?
Well, we have election day off as well. and the day before that. So we have like a real weekend, sort of, even though it's not a weekend.
Okay,
Um,
but you're still gonna like veg out, right?
oh yeah, I'll be chilling. We're having massages done those 2 days, so
Ooh,
the cast and crew can, I don't know, chill out while
how
watching this whole thing transpire.
do, do y'all like to get massages? Because I feel like I'm in the minority when I say no.
I've never had a massage personally, but I
Mhm.
schedule them every few weeks for cast members, and then if there's room for crew, then they can sign up too.
I have had maybe 2 or 3 in my life, and they've been fine. I personally found I preferred because like I've had like full body massages. I personally liked it's too bad Rusty's not here anymore because Rusty actually used to be a massage therapist,
Oh,
and she would always get on my case about this. Um, I personally liked the arms and the legs more than like the back and the
oh,
shoulders and the neck. And she was like, "Oh, you would say that. Everyone says that, and it's so annoying because we want to focus on the back and blah, blah, blah."
oh. See, I disagree. Like the back is so. I don't like massages as a general rule, but like the back's way better because the legs hurt.
No, it's so nice.
See, like Lily says, I'm too ticklish. Yeah, that's my
Mm.
issue. The last massage I got was actually in an office I worked at a few years back, and they had someone come in to like relieve stress and all that. And I was like, why not?
Mm.
I don't, I'm not really a massage person, but I'll give it a shot. And listen, I'm not trying to like put her down or anything, but her massages were so like bird light, like feather light,
Oh.
and the whole time I was like squirming because it's ticklish. And she was this dainty, tiny woman, and she had like no pressure, really, like no strength. And I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna die because it's ticklish, and it's not like getting in there. And like, I'm not a small woman, right? Like, I'm tall and like kind of big, right? So I just wanted to say to her, I'm like, come on, put your back into it. Like, just, I don't know. Is that weird? I don't know.
No, not
Yeah,
at all.
well, that's what we run into sometimes too. So when I'm doing it for work, at least, since these shows are pretty dance heavy, all the people on stage are basically athletes. So we usually get people that are used to working with sports teams, and they'll
Yeah.
come in and they'll, I don't know, rearrange everybody.
Yeah. Maybe I just like prefer a rougher massage, and it's not that I would want like a dude massaging me because I don't, but I feel like I need that level, like just like
Mhm.
a really
Put some
strong
oomph in it.
back. Yeah, like a strong back. I don't know if maybe the woman was trying to be extra careful because we were all like office workers and not sports people, so she didn't really want to like put her strength into it and hurt us by accident. But I was just like, oh, just unsatisfying. I was like, it's ticklish. It's like didn't get in there. Yeah, gee, unfortunately, I thought it was not good. Although other people thought it was great. They raved about her. I don't know. Maybe I just like it like the massage to be deep and like firm.
I started looking at, okay.
What?
I was gonna say I started looking at new apartments recently. It's the time
Ooh.
of life again.
Oh, are you parting with your sweet pad?
I really don't want to, but I think I have to. Like I said, my current place is so nice and it's so perfect, but it is a little bit expensive and I'm never there.
Yeah.
So to make my bottom line look a bit better, I think
Oh,
it's
That's understandable.
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it is. It's a shame though.
Yeah.
But you
I
gotta
did.
do.
Yeah, like I had the extra room because I was like, you never know. Like in the past, I've had friends who, life hits them and they need some place to stay for a little bit. So I was like, oh, for when this inevitably happens again, I'll have this spare room for them. But it looks like for now, everyone's tying the knot for good. And I said, okay, well, if you're not going to call me with your bags packed from the side of a road somewhere because you walked out on this guy that you decide to live with, then I guess it's okay for now? Question mark.
Watch, mark my words. As soon as you get your new apartment, you're gonna have like 2 or 3 friends calling you. Do you still have that spare room?
Yeah, but
No. Are
I
you looking
can
for like a 1-bedroom or a studio?
either 1 bedroom or a studio. I'm open to both.
Yeah.
Once I get all my decorations up, it'll be cozy either way. I
Mm-hmm.
might get a bunk bed situation again, just in case.
Yeah.
Right.
Just in case.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's too bad you couldn't find a roommate though.
Yeah, all my prospective
Well-
roommates got married.
I have 3 empty bedrooms at my house.
3 empty bedrooms.
Hey, Philly, you
Yeah.
want to move to Philly? Be Expired Milk's roommate?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got room for you and Lily.
Well, depending on how this election goes, we could all move to Canada.
Right. Yes. Well, yeah, and election day is what? 6 days away?
Yes, this
Mhm.
Tuesday.
Oh boy. Have you voted yet, Existential Gamer?
No, I'm gonna do it in person on
Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Americans in the chat, I hope you have voted or will vote.
Oh yeah, no, none of them are gay married. They're all with males. So I will be hoping it works out as much as it can work out, you know. 'Cause there
Yeah,
have been some
and,
scary situations in the past.
I'm trying not to think about it either. I'm preparing myself for a Trump presidency, so
I know, like, I know. Last time around when Trump was up against Hillary, I remember election night perfectly, as I'm sure all of you do. And I'm not even American, but I was working a night shift at my job. And at the time, I used to work in a facility, a mental health facility. At the time, we had no clients in. So that meant that the staff could just sleep on the couch all night because there's nothing to do. So that's what I was doing. But we did get a middle of the night phone call that woke me up, obviously. And I checked the election results because I was awake after that phone call and I was crushed. I was like, surely no, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying not to think about it, but
Mhm.
again, looking at the ballot today, I was like, oh my God, it's happening again.
yeah.
I really, oh man, I really hope. I'm crossing my fingers.
All right. Well, I guess we have a stream topic next time, huh?
Hey, actually, that's right. Next
Oh,
Tuesday is
God.
election night. So maybe on Wednesday we could plan to talk about what went down.
Yeah, we could.
You think all of the results will be tallied by then, though?
I don't. That's a good question. I don't know.
I guess we'll see when it comes to it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna drag out. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, last
Maybe.
election did for days.
Yeah, I think they usually do. So Wednesday might be a little premature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be like a doomer or whatever, but I've kind of made peace with the fact that he's highly likely to win. But the polls are close, though. Like, the numbers are close.
Yeah.
So it's not like Harris has no chance, but
Oh,
it's
no.
not like she's projected to win in a landslide either. So
Yeah.
I don't want to like be in despair or whatever. I just want to, process it beforehand. So if it happens, you go forward, you deal with it from there. What are you going to do now, right?
Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. I just feel like just because Trump is involved, no matter if he wins or loses, it's gonna just embolden a whole lot of crazy people out there.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna continue to see this overall cultural shift in the states to whatever is going on. Right.
Yeah, well, I kind of have a crackpot worry of mine that if Harris does win, I kind of fear for her safety.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's already been 2 attempts on Trump, right? So if she wins, like, who's to say there won't be attempts on her? I don't know. It's just it's really crazy and violent, like more so now than ever before. Even the last Trump election wasn't like
Mhm.
this. Like this is like fever pitch insanity. So,
Craziness.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think ever since the last presidential election, with the whole, everything that happened, it's just gotten increasingly crazy ever since. And again, who's to say? A whole lot of crazy folks out there, and there are a lot more than there used to be, it seemed, or at least the ones that are there feel a lot more comfortable doing whatever it is they talk about doing on Reddit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. G. Strathmore. I can't remember if we talked about this in a past stream or if I saw a video about it elsewhere. But there are a lot of formerly conservative men actually going to bat for Roe v. Wade because they are seeing the effects that it's having on their wives and female family members and their
Interesting.
yeah. I mean, you could also kind of turn a skeptical eye, like, oh, it was only an issue now that it's affecting
Right.
you.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's nice to see like some men who wouldn't have really thought about the issue, like seeing firsthand what these laws are doing and the danger that they put women in. Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I'm holding out hope. I can't put all my eggs in like one basket for sure. I can't be like, yes, Harris.
Oh yeah, of course. It's impossible to know
It's so
how
neck and neck. Like you can't. Yeah. Only the
Yeah.
results will tell.
exactly.
I want her to win, but
Because, like, from what I've seen, her campaign has gone, I think, about as well as anyone. I think it's exceeded expectations, honestly, in just how well it's gone. From my perspective, I haven't been following super closely.
no.
Yeah, considering she wasn't even supposed to be the nominee, right?
It really fell into her hands.
Yeah.
That is true, and she had so little time to campaign.
So little time.
Yeah.
My God.
That is true. Yeah.
I almost kind of forgot that, Biden stepped down.
That was just recently.
Yeah, like so much has happened in such a little amount of time.
Biden stepping down, Trump assassination stuff, that's all been in the past 2 months.
Right.
Yeah.
A lifetime of stuff.
It's crazy.
It really is.
Yeah, so I mean, for what little time she had, she's doing well in the polls.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Yeah. In Canadian election news, BC just had their election for premier, which is like their governor. And they overwhelmingly elected the New Democratic Party, which is like our very, very, very left party. They got a majority government, which is pretty unheard of. So that's cool. And also, they became the first province in Canada to achieve gender parity when it comes to elected representatives in Parliament. Actually, 52% of the elected individuals this time around were women.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was cool. That just happened yesterday or the day before yesterday, I think.
I feel like Trudeau has been prime minister for as long as I've been aware of Canada.
Yeah, well, we don't have terms here. You can be prime minister for as long as people will vote for you. So he's been, I think this is his third time around. Yeah, there's no term limits here.
How
As long as
frequent
people-
are the elections?
Well, a prime minister can call one whenever they want to.
They could call it?
Yes.
I feel like it's the same in the UK because whenever I hear about something going on over there, it's like, oh yeah, a bunch of people said they don't like the prime minister, so we're just gonna elect a new one. I say, wait, you can just do that.
Yeah, so we do have fixed election dates, but I don't know when they are. But also, yeah, a parliament can just call an election whenever they want one.
Huh.
And that happened with Trudeau's first term. The reigning prime minister called an election, and it was Canada's longest and most grueling campaign trail ever at like 71 days.
Wow.
Whereas, like, I feel like American election campaigns go for years.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's grueling.
Yeah, that's long and grueling for us. So yeah, they're not necessarily fixed. They can be at random. It can be like, oh, time to go to the polls. It could just happen.
I kind of feel like our politicians start campaigning for the next election.
Yeah,
like,
immediately after
yeah.
the first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as they're eligible for re-election, you better believe they're gonna start the campaign for the next one. Yeah.
Whereas here we're just like, eh. So yeah, we do have dates like where an election does have to be held, but if the same person continues to win, they continue to be prime minister. They don't ever get kicked out.
Oh. Prime minister for life.
Yeah, they could be if they keep winning.
Supreme Leader Trudeau.
Yeah, really. Well, he's won 3 terms in a row, so.
What is the strategy for when Parliament calls an election?
Oh, there we go. Existential gamers looking at my country's history stuff.
Well, I'm actually repeating G. Strathmore's question because G,
sorry.
Are you
I
asking?
didn't even see that.
Oh no, I could have been Googling, it's true, but like, are you asking like what the term is for that thing or what the strategy itself is?
Yeah, because if the election's for Parliament, then why would anyone in Parliament want to have an election if they might lose the job? Maybe.
Can Parliament be against the Prime Minister? You know, kind of like how our Congress could be. So maybe they're like, we don't like Trudeau, we're going to oust him, but then the people vote for him anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Oh yeah, like in the UK, at some point I heard there was a vote of no confidence passed in someone, and I said, "Oh, that happened in Star Wars."
Yeah.
Star Wars has a lot of real.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, so a general election must be held on the 3rd Monday in October every 4 years in Canada, or whenever the governor general sees fit to hold an election. So, yeah. So we do have them every 4 years, like y'all do, but we can also have them every 1 year, or every 2 years, or every more than once a year.
Wow. So you can just be minding your own business and boom, election.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
Do they do campaign like commercials and stuff in Canada?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yep. This ad sponsored by. Well, yeah, definitely they do. But it's not as like. Well, actually, no. It can be quite slanderous and intense. Yeah.
I feel like I heard at one point that maybe it was at least somewhat unique to America that we have advertisements for
medications.
medications. Yeah.
The United States and I think North Korea are the only places on earth that it's legal to advertise medication for prescriptions, pharmaceuticals.
Wow.
Yeah. That's just part of the circus of America.
Because it's a business, right? Like here we don't pay for anything, so what's the point of advertising for it?
True.
Yeah.
Or like when, because we get American TV though, so of course we see all those ads, but like when it's like, talk to your doctor about if such and such is right for you, I'm like, why would I know? The doctor is the one who will tell me what's right for my condition.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like ask your doctor about like what? That's so weird to me.
Right. It's like, and then they go into the list of side effects. It's like, side effects may include
Death.
palpitations, breathlessness, death.
That's so weird. Yeah, here, same thing. You can only advertise over-the-counter stuff. Yeah, like Tylenol.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one that I've seen recently, I forget what the medication was. I think it had something to do with HIV. And at the end, they said quickly, product is, only for people assigned male at birth. And I was like,
No.
what?
Oh, man.
I was like, I feel it's a very
Really?
important thing.
Oh, yeah. Actually, Lee, I have definitely seen on Instagram, I have seen advertisement for testosterone. I've definitely seen that. And I think because like Instagram can tell that I'm a lesbian, they like target ads, right? So they're like, oh, you might be interested in this.
Oh, that's insidious.
Yeah, extremely. Extremely.
Yeah. Hey, dope yourself up real good.
Yeah. Are you a lesbian? Have you considered transition?
Yeah. Have you considered that you're
Maybe
actually
you're not actually
a
woman.
man? Yeah. Because
Gross.
same-sex attraction is unnatural. We're going to fix that
Right?
with some
Ew.
hormones.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck. Bad times.
Literally conversion therapy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sometimes I get advertisements for non-binary clothes.
Non-binary clothes.
What are non-binary clothes?
Pants
Pants.
Oh, of course.
and
Any woman in pants is clearly not a woman.
God.
yeah.
Fucking Gilead, you know?
Yeah, I get a lot
You
of
wear
advertisements
pants.
for binders.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
Wow.
Alas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Think-
Lee.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Lee asked, imagine seeing those ads as a 15-year-old radical. But like
No.
I've often said, if this shit existed when I was a teenager, I probably would have ID'd as non-binary for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I also had like low self-esteem like a lot of 15-year-olds, and
Right.
it was really rough. So, but that stuff didn't exist, thank God. NB
Yeah.
clothes are button-up shirts with silly prints.
Yeah, extremely that. That's so funny. So quirky.
I feel like the hipsters of yesterday are the non-binaries of today.
Oh, extremely. This has been my theory for a long time. That every generation had its like weird subculture, like the beatniks and the greasers and the hippies and the goths, and the skaters and the emo kids. And there's nothing like that in the 2000s except for the gender people.
Yeah.
I really think that's I've been saying that I've been saying.
Lily, me too. I have one with like I have a white shirt with like black tigers on it. Like,
Oh, iconic.
I know, right? It's fun.
Love that.
Well, if you're wearing dad on vacation shirts, have you considered you might be non-binary?
Right.
Oh my God. I might
Yeah, I
get
do
asked what
wonder-
my pronouns are if I wear it.
I
Literally.
do wonder. It's funny that you mentioned because I guess, well, I haven't spoken to any teenagers recently, but yeah, I guess they don't have a
Like a counterculture group, like
yeah.
the not like the other kids.
Yeah, I feel like nowadays it's either your whatever gender or whatever like disorder you have that's
Yeah,
listed
exactly.
on your bio, or you're like, yeah, my gender is shirt self.
Yeah. So uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, the pathologies for sure.
Apologies, yeah. I think I kind of want to wrap up.
Yeah, no,
It's been 2 hours.
nice
And-
number.
I haven't eaten any dinner yet.
Oh no, gotta eat.
You gotta get some soup.
Get
Oh,
some tomato soup and grilled cheese. Well, no, you don't have. You don't
I
have
could
the.
Instacart it.
Oh
I
my
would never,
god, that would be so
Never.
funny. Like, pay $20 for.
right? But yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I think we'll wrap up here. Thank you, Existential Gamer. Thanks, Expired Milk.
Thank
Thank
you.
you to everyone in the chat.
I'll have to
everyone
go
in-
back and watch the stream to see what we talked about.
Oh yeah.
Yes, do that. And I do apologize for anybody on the listen back for any sniffles or anything like that.
Oh, you're poor cold. It's
I know.
fine.
I was trying to mute it, but I'm sure if you
No, it's
so-
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so thank you everybody. I'm really trying to commit to 2 a week streams. So maybe later this week or even weekend I'll be back and invite the gals and yeah,
Yay.
yay. All right.
All right.
Have a good night, y'all.
good night.
Night.
Happy
Bye.
Halloween.
Yes,
Happy Halloween.
Halloween.
Yay. Okay,
Bye.
bye.